Hello and welcome. Please let me know if you can hear me. I don't know if my hair is in the way today. Thank you for joining today's Emotional Healing Live. I'm Danielle, for anyone watching this replay and who doesn't know me. And great. Thank you, Caitlin. Today's topic is related to emotional healing and relationships. Hello. The title was Relationships Are Mirrors, Emotional Healing and What You Can Do. So this is a juicy topic, and I'm usually just talking about, myself, ourselves, looking inward. But this comes up all the time. I'm going to move my hair because I'm worried that you're going to get static. Okay, there we go. Hope that's better. This comes up all the time for all the, 20 plus years that I've been teaching. And in the years that I've been teaching about emotional healing, which is now going on 13 years, I would say, well over a decade, it's always coming up because relationships are where we struggle the most. And I want to talk about that more deeply. And I'm talking about all relationships. So this can be very close, deep relationships of our lives with family, mother, father, siblings, children, spouse, all of our intimate relationships, partnerships, boyfriends, girlfriends, and also friends, coworkers, extended family members, people in your community, and just people you see at the store, at the cafe that you go to, just people. Hi, good morning, Patricia. Good morning to you in Belize. This is all people are mirrors for us. And that's kind of why we struggle, because it's like looking at a mirror and it's uncomfortable to see ourselves. It's always hard and uncomfortable to see ourselves. It's never that pleasant. It's never that easy. That's why we stuff, avoid, numb, push away, suppress, and we also deflect, right? We deflect. So it's much easier to blame people. Good morning, Amy. We keep looking at them because they're in our lives and they're right there. And it's just easier to deflect or project onto people our stuff unconsciously without realizing it. We're not realizing it. I mean, that's what I do, what I'm doing here. This is what I do. I'm trying to kind of unpack and shine light on, bring awareness to some of the things that either we don't realize we do, or maybe we realize a little, but we need to look into that a little more deeply. And because there can be little gems and clues there for our own emotional healing. So we do a lot of projecting, and it's easier to focus on that person and what they said or what they didn't say, what they did or what they didn't do to me. And we're in this constant loop. What they said to me, what they didn't say, what they didn't do to me, around and around and around. You see how you get caught into a vicious loop that it has no solution, that loop. That loop has no solution. The only solution is emotional healing. And then again, we want to project. They need healing. They need healing to make me feel better, to make it easier on me. They're being, they're doing. If they were just, then I could be happy. I could feel better. We really give a lot of power to other people by doing all of that, blaming, projecting. it's just a reflection. So the key is turning inward towards myself and doing my own emotional healing. So I'm going to get to that. And I also got a few, as I always offer that when you see a topic, if you have questions you want to ask me outside of the live, you can always send me an email, write it in the comment. You know where to find me. At least if you don't know, you can look in the description at my website and you can find me there. So I received some questions. So I'm going to get to those too in a minute. But first, let me clarify this title. Relationships are mirrors. So what does that mean? I want you to start to think about all the relationships. And I mean, if you want, for today's live purpose, you can think about a relationship that's difficult for you, because you're probably going to get most benefit out of that. But this really does go for all relationships. So take it as it resonates at this moment. Think about those people or that person as a mirror for you. All people. So sometimes we see beauty in people, right? All people, any people out there, we see beauty. That's also a reflection that we have a beauty within. We see what we have within. Sometimes we see, I'm going to do big, giant air quotes on this word here, ugly things in people. I do this because I don't mean to judge. Beauty is good, ugly is bad. That's a preconception we put on it. Oh, that's ugly, that's bad, I don't like it. We see those things in people. Okay, so now you're afraid and you're thinking, does that mean that I'm like that? It can mean that there is some part of you, not exactly that, because we all show up as in our own unique way, every human. And we're all like manifesting our inner stuff, our inner wounds, pains, unprocessed, unintegrated hurts, emotions. We're all manifesting that in different ways. So when you see something that's so-called ugly to you, it doesn't necessarily mean, oh, I'm ugly too. And then now you flip from blaming them to blaming you. This is not emotional healing. Please, please be clear. If that is happening, you are stuck in an unhealthy loop, not moving. This is not moving towards emotional healing. If you see something so-called ugly, that can mean it's shining a light on something in you that you don't have a loving, harmonious relationship with. It can even just be your response to that. It doesn't mean, oh, because they do that and they have that, I have it too. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It can be the reflection, the mirror reflection can be showing you your response to that, your reaction to that, how that makes you feel, how that upsets you and fires you up. Because I'm telling you, there can be the person who you're struggling with doing the behavior that causes you to struggle. And 5 different people can have 5 completely different reactions to it and responses, depending on, their perspectives, their life experience, how that resonates, how that hits them. So this is where, we're all different. So this is why, and I'm just sort of shelving that because that's like another tangent that I could go on, and I'm not going to go there. I'm trying to stick to the point here. This mirror reflection can be showing you your own response, your own reaction, and inside of that is some part of you. Now you can see very clearly the part of you that needs some loving attention, some healing, some integration with you. Something is calling for your attention because you feel emotional pain. That is the most important thing. The most important thing is not that person and what they're doing and what they did and what they don't do. The most important thing is how it makes you feel, what it makes you see about yourself, so that you can turn towards yourself and start just working on that part. And I know it's really hard if that person is constantly in your life and triggering it and activating that wounded part for you day in and day out. It's really hard. And then, I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. Then you need to find emotional healing tools that work for you. We go back to like what modality works for you. And you need to just do it as much as you can. You need a journal, you need to breathe, you need to meditate, you need to do yoga, you need to do EFT, transformative art, take the course, see the coach, like whatever you need, whatever level you feel you're at, only you know you just have to keep working on it. But if you keep looking outward at that person, there's no healing there. This is really true. Your own emotional healing is the key to find your own peace, to release whatever it is that keeps getting triggered. And just let's fantasize for a moment a world where everyone was doing this for themselves. Let's fantasize for a moment the person who triggers you, the relationship that you are struggling with the most in life right now. Let's just call that person to mind right now. Imagine if they were doing the work, if they were self-examining, if they were facing their pain points, their hurting parts, if they were owning their stuff. I know this is my pain. This is my hurt, because our pain acts out in so many ways. All our unhealthy behavior is just our pain, our unhealed, unintegrated little, wounded child parts acting out. Everyone, period, in the world is acting out their stuff. So think about your person in your relationship. If they were owning their stuff, if they were doing the work, they were doing forgiveness work, they were doing processing work, they were even just practicing day to day with letting go and moving their emotional energy. Imagine that would be very joyful for you, right? Even if they were the same person, but you knew they were doing that. And that was just part of the reality, even part of the conversation. That would make you feel better, even if they still had behaviors that were triggering. We would all accelerate our healing, evolution, and growth if everybody was doing that. But we can't make everybody do it. We can't change those people. You're probably thinking, oh, this person would never do that, the relationship that you're struggling with. It's not for you to do their journey. You got to let them do their own journey. But you can do yours more deeply, more sincerely, more consistently. For who? For them? No. For you. For you. And it will have a positive effect on you. And then ultimately, it will have a positive effect on them. Somehow, someday, some way, I can't promise in this lifetime, somehow, somewhere, but I've seen it. I can tell you from my own personal experience, I've seen it in a couple of different really big situations in my life. Eventually, they change, even if they don't do the work, because my vibration changed. My response changed. When my response to them changes, they change. Because a lot of times my inner layers and hurts and wounds are also stirring up theirs, and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in this like war, I don't know, tug of war wrestling match. I don't know. It's just this like effect. But when I let that go, somehow they don't feel that trigger either. It's very interesting, very amazing. And sometimes it takes a long time because we don't know how deep the things are that we need to work on and heal and let go of and love ourselves for, forgive ourselves for. So, okay, the last thing I'll say as general, and then I'm going to get to questions, is back to this mirror reflection. So you can think like, oh, maybe I have that too. Or if that doesn't resonate, or if that hurts you, don't go down that road. You don't need to self-harm with your criticism. Don't do that. But instead just think, this is a mirror bringing a message to me. They're like a messenger. They're bringing a message to me so that I can see my own reaction and my own response. And I can now take that emotional pain and work on that. That mirror just showed me. It's just a messenger. It just showed me what I needed to see that I need to work on. That's it. That's all that they are. To all the people, they're mirrors, they're messengers. Okay, I see Amy's comment there. That triggers me too because they aren't doing the work. So you are still focusing on them. You're still blaming them. Your energy is leaking outside to them. And not only is your energy leaking, but when you focus on them, then you get entangled with them and entangled with their energy. So then you get more of that back to you. So you're torturing yourself that way. Okay, good. The messenger is better. Good. So they have to do their own journey. Like we have to take, other adult humans, they're here to do their own journey. Kids is another story. Worked a lot about kid issues with many clients, but let's just talk about adults. They have to do their own journey. Every soul is here on planet Earth doing their own journey. So if they don't want to do the work, that's on them. That's their loss. But they're just a messenger for you to see what you need to work on. So I'm going to read the questions that I received today, and yes, entangled for sure, right? That resonates, right? So when you focus, you get entangled with the energy. So you want to kind of keep cutting the focus and come back to you. Even if it feels so painful inside, you feel so sad, you feel so mad, you feel so hurt. Be with that. Be with that instead of you're doing, you didn't do the work, you have to, and then I can. The entanglement just never ends. You have to cut the entanglement, which sounds really hard, but actually it's easy. It's cut by you redirecting your focus. Repeat. Because I know it's going to happen a million times. Don't worry about that. Don't worry if you're like, I did it, and again I feel. It's okay. There's more to be healed in here. It's okay. It's a message. Accept the message. Imagine that those people are just messengers bringing the universes or whatever higher, greater force, life force, the consciousness that is watching watching us, that is with us. That's bringing a message to you through that person. Whatever you want to call that. They're just a messenger. So just take the message and focus on the hurt. Try to hold it and try to work with it. It's not about them. It's about me, not in a blaming way. In the, yay, I get to work on this now way. Oh, now I see. And I am speaking from complete experience. I did very extensive work on certain relationships in my life. And I can see the change, but it's like years, like decades of work. It's no small feat. Sometimes it can be faster, sometimes you just need to be patient. So, questions. My big relationship challenge. Yeah, I get to work on this now. That's right, Amy. Okay, so the question is, my big relationship challenge is with regard to my mom. The first question is, how can I be happy if she isn't happy? And okay, I feel like these questions are all connected. So I'm going to read them all and then I'm just going to respond. So, how can I be happy if she isn't happy? How can I not feel responsible for her happiness? How can I be free from feeling responsible for her? And Caitlin said, ouch. So maybe some of you can resonate. So it goes back to what I said. It's really hard. It's not easy, but it is not your job to make her happy. It's absolutely not your job. It's not any adult job to make another adult happy. Actually, it's the same anyway. I don't want to touch kids, but the same can be applied. Like every soul is on their journey. We don't know what she came here to learn. We don't know what lessons she's working through and living through. We really don't know. You don't know. But that's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is your own journey. You came here and you're mirrors for each other. You're messengers for each other. That's it. So, of course, if your mom doesn't feel happy, you're not going to if you know she's suffering, you're not going to go dance a jig or something. You're not going to do that, but you just allow yourself to feel, oh, my heart aches for her unhappiness. Now I get to work on that. This ache in my heart. It's a beautiful mind, actually. I wish my mom could be happy. It's a beautiful mind. All humans, we're all connected. The more each human is getting happier and brighter, we get that vibration. We get that resonance. So we're getting happier and brighter. We're a collective together. That's just a principle. That's like the principle of being human. But if this human, your mother, isn't happy, is having a hard time creating her own happiness, doesn't want to, doesn't know how, you will get sick emotionally and physically. And I have experienced this firsthand, trying to make her happy. So then she's down and you go down. This is never a healing solution. So she's down, so you hold space. I empathize. I'm sorry for your unhappiness. My heart aches for that. And then you keep doing you. You keep doing your work. You keep connecting to your own light, your own joy inside. We know as we release and let go of these stuck emotions and negative beliefs, we have more access to that. The best thing you can do for her unhappiness is get more access to yours. Not rubbing in her face, I'm living a happy life. I'm not talking about that kind of happiness. I'm talking about true joy. It's honestly the best thing that you can do for her because there's the resonance, the vibration where you're connected, especially in a family bond. Our soul's vibration affects each other a lot. So the best thing you can do is, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Maybe you do Ho'oponopono. I'm reaching back into previous lives, like, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Every time you feel that pain, you just do that inside of you. And you keep doing your work. Oh, I really, and I saw something about boundaries. Oh, I need to work on boundaries. I need to work on my guilt. I need to work on my feeling of being responsible. That's old. So, that's the next question. Like, that's old, that feeling of being responsible. That's an old, old story between you. And we don't know how you got there. And it's not that important. What's important is that you recognize perhaps you need to go and love the child parts of you that felt that responsibility and held that for a long time. And you need to give them some love. They need care. They have been stressed out and burdened. And that's why there's this trigger happening. So again, everything that I say, I know it's not easy. It's the work that we set out to do. It's redirecting our focus away from the person and away from the situation at hand, right? So if we go back to the messenger analogy, what she's doing, what she said, what her behavior is, it's just a messenger for me. It's not about that. So I don't need to fix that. I don't need to get entangled with that. I don't even need to engage with that. It's just a message for me. I can say, oh, I see. I'm sorry. You practice disengaging, because then you keep engaging with the situation. You're like engaging with the messenger, and that perpetuates the cycle of entanglement instead of continuously. And it's effort. Honestly, it's a lot of effort. So I worked on, as you probably all know, that I'm adopted. So lucky me, I have two mothers that I had to do a lot of healing work on with both of them. And as I continue to do my own healing, even though I feel like I have made enormous, monumental, I've had a massive transformation only because of the work that I've done. And it shows up really different in our relationship. And this is like a lot more peace and harmony. So I know how possible this is, but I also know how hard it is and how much effort it requires. And if you feel resentment about that effort, that's also on you. That's another part that needs healing. That's another wound in there. Because this is a joyful thing to do our work. This is a beautiful thing. This liberates us, lets us live more joyful lives, lets us have more harmony with ourselves and naturally with others. Because we become more conscious responders and less unconscious reactors. Yes, I can see. Blueberry, it's like trying to save a drowning person. You both drown. So I hope these are helpful. There's one more question here. How can I be free from feeling responsible for her? So first, recognizing I have this feeling and there's a part of me hurting there. And then finding what you need to do to care for that part. And again, you back to what I keep saying to all of you, you have to find it. EFT could help you. Transformative art healing could help you. I'm sure there are many coaches, healers, mentors, maybe even therapists. It's all about what resonates for you. I have tried a million things. Just, what's kind of coming my way? Does that feel like something I need? In the end, In the end, I can tell you all the answers really are within me. So it's all about going in. And that's why I love parts work. It's all about going in and healing that part. If I just point at the question, like healing the part that feels responsible, like just holding that part of you. What is that? What is that? There's going to be all kinds of things inside of that part. Guilt and shame and fear and worry, and probably you absorbed your mother's vibration and emotion and beliefs even as you grew. It's very complicated. It feels messy in there. Yes. You need to take care of yourself and your parts. Like the responsibility we feel towards towards our mother, but actually that's a part of me calling me back to me. It needs care. It needs love. It needs letting go. It needs you to be with it and validate it. This is what I do in parts work. And this is sort of the essence of parts work. Parts work is sort of a stepping stone towards just allowing yourself to be with that feeling in a compassionate, loving way, and kind of mother yourself, your parts that need you. The healing can be very deep and powerful when you find those little pieces that you weren't realizing, but they were causing everything else to be stuck. So we want to go in. There's no depth. There's no end to the depth that we can go in and in. Good. I'm glad that this has been powerful. Precious. Good. Healing the part that feels responsible. Yes. Instead of being like, how I'm responsible. How can I be responsible? How can I not be responsible? What if I'm not responsible? You see, there's an entanglement. There's a never ending entanglement there. There's just like, oh, cut me. I have this part that feels so responsible. How long have I felt this way? Oh, there's a little me in there that really needs some loving care and some conversation, and for me to harmonize with it. Because our parts, these little wounded parts cause us to be fragmented, and then we don't feel whole. And then when we don't feel whole, we're trying to get our needs met from other people. We're trying to get loved and seen and heard. And these are important, healthy things in a relationship too. But if you can't get it, like if it's a partnership, it's a boyfriend, girlfriend thing, like, okay, you have a choice. Maybe I need to walk away. But if it's a mother, you can't divorce. I've had that feeling. You don't just divorce this person. You cannot divorce your mother. There are always going to be, some people do, they cut ties, and that's okay. Like maybe those choices need to be made. But even if ties are cut, healing still needs to be done with the parts. You will be there with your parts, and you need to heal those parts and then feel whole within yourself again, instead of trying to get other parts from someone else to make you feel whole. The medicine is within you. I'm glad that's cute. I can make it sound cute. This is my special power, but I can tell you that in those painful moments of life, I did not feel cute inside. I felt deep, deep, deep suffering. I feel so confident about my suffering. That's why I can come on here and talk to all of you confidently, because I feel so confident about the depth, the bottom of the pain that I have continuously worked through and continue to. You are welcome, Blueberry. Thank you. I'm glad that you understand, Amy. So I answered a few questions. I shared with you what I think is most important here. And of course, each relationship is unique and different. And you can always reach out to me if you need private work, or if you just need general, like if you really get clear that there's a part that needs some help, you can bring that part to a group session, EFT or transformative art. If I have something that resonates and can help you, please utilize me. And if not, I wish you so much light and love and luck in finding the person, place, thing that opens the doors for you. We need to just keep knocking, keep finding the way to open those doors. So much peace and love and clarity and contentment and forgiveness, all those juicy, delicious things are there within us. That beauty that we see in others or in the earth, that's there within us. It's waiting. So we want to open the doors and find the way in. And yes, good. Apply to your mother-in-law. Everybody, anybody. As each of you go and live your daily life, you might even notice your interactions with like strangers. Like, what was that person's problem? Oh, it was a messenger for me. You might start to notice this. Oh, it's a message. What's the message? Let me feel in and feel this part of me. I have an opportunity to clear something. I have an opportunity to let something go. I have an opportunity to heal. So we can be mirrors that are helpers if we choose that. You can choose that to have that perspective on the relationships in your life. You can choose any perspective you want. That's also your power as a human being. Will you do a webinar training about parts work? Parts work is really hard to do as a webinar. I'm mostly focusing on it right now in the Art of Self-Acceptance course because I had just a few people, so it was easy, or one-on-one. It's very intimate because I need to connect with you and I need to feel your part so I can help guide you through it. There was several occasions in the course where people were, we were doing parts work and people were kind of stuck or hitting a little bit of a wall with their part. And then it's easy to be like, oh, this isn't working. I don't know. And then if I can tune in and really help with a little bit of guidance, sometimes we can't see something, then they could start to harmonize with parts that they didn't realize. And then that opened huge doors for them to start to harmonize with bigger parts that they thought were the main problem, when actually it was like more subtle things. So I don't feel like I could do that in a webinar at this time. But yeah, feel free to reach out or explore it on your own, whatever way works for you. I don't see any more questions. I do see the clock. So I'm going to wrap up here. If anybody has a request, more questions, let me know. I'll be here to do whatever I can do. Of course, when I receive requests for tapping, I'm happy to do them, but I need a little time for that whole process. I need a little bit of time. So sometimes it'll be delayed before I can get those out. But if someone has a specific need, I'm happy to do what I can do. If I meditate on it and I find that there's a tap that might help take the edge off, alleviate for you. Sometimes when we just keep doing the same tap, it really starts to move deeper things. Anyway, I'm happy to do that. Thank you, Amy. I'm very grateful for you too. And I'm so glad that it was helpful. I appreciate all of you very much. And until we meet again, see you next time. Thank you. I see your comments. Thank you too, Blueberry. Thank you so much. Okay, have a good day.